The money that I collected is honorable that brought contribution to Nigerian peace.
I want all of them look into this in Nigeria. When you want to take steps every day to make this country a better place.
The new Nigeria is
indications telling them it's time to change.
All colors, shades, angles, and perspectives can be overwhelming in our present world of information overload. This is introducing Ground Zero. Ground Zero is a current affairs discussion phone-in program covering topical issues in the polity. The program is a platform for an in-depth analysis of trending issues by professionals, authorities in various fields, analysts, and key actors in the polity. Ground Zero gives the listener an opportunity to contribute to the discussion via phone call, SMS, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. From the conservatively serious to the ridiculously funny, Ground Zero accommodates them all. Professionals, urban contemporary businessmen and women, policymakers, public service workers, students, artisans, traders, and the in-between. Ground Zero comes up on Tuesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays 4 to 5 p.m. Ground Zero. This program is exclusive to Invicta 98.9 FM. Tune in.
Lovely Saturday evening, and we're right here tuned to Invicta 98.9 FM. It's time for the Never Dull Moment program on radio that's talking about Ground Zero. My name is Ehis Admon. Ground Zero today is going to be special in that we will be x-raying the 6 years in office of President Muhammadu Buhari, looking at the scorecard and getting your impressions and your opinions. And my guests today are already set. But first, let's get to let you know how you can be a part of the program, because this is one that's designed for you, for me, and for all of us to be a part of. You can go to the Invicta FM Facebook page at Invicta FM Kaduna. You would see the post, add your voice to the post in respect of today's program. Remember to add your name and location where you are sending your message from. You can also go to the Ground Zero Twitter handle at Ground Zero 989 at Ground Zero 989. That's the Ground Zero Twitter handle, where you can also add your voice to our conversation. Ground Zero 247. Yes, Ground 0247 is the Twitter handle, the program-specific Twitter handle. Ground 0247 is the program-specific Twitter handle where you can add your voice to our conversation, give us an impression on what we are talking about. The post is also there, 6 years in office of President Muhammadu Buhari. We are doing a scorecard today, looking at what we have achieved so far, what we are hoping to achieve, and generally how Nigerians perceive or feel what has been happening in the past 6 years. And not forgetting too that you can go to the Invicta FM Twitter handle at Invicta FM 989, and that's also the Twitter handle of that's also the Instagram handle of the station. That's at Invicta FM 989 for Twitter and Instagram. You can go there and drop your conversation. Okay, my guest on the program today, Eddie Ochidbo. Eddie Ochidbo is a veteran journalist and a media strategist. Eddie Ochidbo, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much. Here's my respectful regards to the listening public.
Okay. The other guest will join us any minute from now, and as soon as he comes in, we will definitely introduce him. But first, before we start to look at the Buhari scorecard from our perspective, there is a piece that's written by one of the spokesperson of the president, one of his aides, Femi Adesina, where he outlined Buhari administration at 6. Even the blind can see certain things. That's what he titled the piece. Buhari administration at 6. Even the blind can see certain things. And he wrote, this day, 6 years ago, Muhammadu Buhari was inaugurated into office as president. One can vividly recall the spectacle as he stood ramrod straight on the dais at Eagle Square, taking the oath of allegiance to Nigeria and promising to belong to everybody and to nobody. Well, as they say, a lot of water have passed under the bridge since then. Nigeria has seen a lot of good, lots and lots of it. The country has equally seen the bad, lots and lots of it. Seen the ugly too, lots and lots of it. That's the way life often goes, a mixed bag, like being out there on the sea, calm and serene at times, tempestuous and rambunctious at other times. As Buhari administration clock 6, the revisionists will want to paint just a picture of woes, thoroughfare of woes, but reality says no. In the words of former British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill, truth is incontrovertible. Ignorance may deride it. Panic may resent it. Malice may destroy it. But there it is. No doubt, Nigeria faces a lot of challenges, particularly in the areas of security and economy, and it has affected the quality of life of the people. We pull back. Yes, we are pulling back already, and our country is being retrieved. Soon we will arrive Canaan, flowing with milk and honey. President Buhari inherited a land that was badly riven, a boat filled with holes, and taking battle was taken to the enemies of the country. Then suddenly it got worse again. If insurgency was the main problem, banditry joined. Kidnapping for ransom threw its heart into the ring. Murder, mayhem, court killing, violent criminalities all joined till it began to seem that nothing else was happening in the land except killing and more killing. True or false? Despite the overwhelming nature of security challenges, the Muhammadu Buhari administration is taking some giant strides that make one believe that happier days lay ahead of the country. But that is for those who choose to see the bright and not perpetually gloomy side of things. Well, the piece is quite long. If we want to read through it, it may take up more than half of the program. But broadly, Femi Adesina is saying that better days are ahead, and promising that within the remaining 2 years, 6 years gone out of 8, the remaining 2 years, Nigerians will start to see the good things, the good package, the good plans that President Muhammadu Buhari has for Nigerians. That's the summary of the piece. He broke it down into different departments: security, agriculture, economy, and all of it. We will not be able to read through. But of course, you can go to the Invicta FM website. You would see the piece there at invictafmng.com. You'll see the piece, read it up, and come to your own conclusion from what is written. But let's come to the studio now. While I was doing that, the second guest stepped in, Danjuma Abbas Dangwa. He's from the Coalition of Association in Leadership, Peace, Empowerment, and Development, CALPED. Danjuma, you're welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much, Ehis. It's a pleasure being here. My greetings to the listening public.
Okay, let's go straight to talking. Eddie Ochibo, like one of the popular phrases among these Nigerian musicians that was trending some weeks ago. I see, I saw, I see, I see, I saw. You have seen, you have saw in their language. What did you see and saw? Your scorecard in the past 6 years that we are in this administration.
Thank you very much, Ahis. First and foremost, nobody's expecting or expected the president to make Nigeria a utopian society, a perfect society. Nobody, is talking about that. What the kind of write-up emanating from Adesina and the rest of them, it's not surprising at all. And those kind of write-ups, they are just gimmicks, because that is the job he's paid to do. You wouldn't expect him, and I thank God that he admitted a lot of flaws and challenges facing us. So, like I said, nobody is expecting a president to make Nigeria a utopian society, a perfect society. No. What Nigerians are totally baffled about is the fact that the 3 planks of his campaign promises, fighting insecurity, fighting corruption, and the economy, all those 3 elements and planks of his promise, are flawed. Security, yes. Now, there was no bomb thrown in at the federal capital, Abuja, as it happened during the 2010. But now, the security situation has worsened. Members of the party, that's the APC, are bothered. They have pointed it out, time without number. So to say it as it is, yes, if you talk of infrastructure, I know there are people, the people who are on the side of the government, they will talk about the second Niger bridge, the railway system, some part of road construction that are in a very, very, what I call snail speed. For instance, the express way from Abuja to Kano, the very epic center of insecurity. The government has not deemed it fit to say, okay, let us pour whatever we can pour this and clear it. Rubbishing, the inroads or positive input they have made in maybe railway and all this. So, to go straight to the point. Yeah. Yes, because to come here and say that the government has failed, they have not done anything, will not, help matters, Giving my little, opinion poll conveyed that I did, and asking a few concerned citizens and the rest of them. The government may have made a big impact, big positive impact, if the issue of insecurity was brought or curbed, and brought under control. So my own this is that if we talk of percentage rating, say 10 to 100%, all these things, I read the President Buhari administration as without being, that's from what I conducted and all this, it's maybe to be very conservative and helpful, 40-60. Some people will even say 10-90 and all this, but
that's 40%.
40%, yes.
Okay. Yes. Let me come to Danjuma now.
That's below average.
Yes. Your general outlook and scorecard of the Buhari administration, 6 years.
Well, in 6 years, President Muhammadu Buhari has been bold. around some few reforms. You can consider the implementation of the Treasury single account as one of the key successes of this administration. You can consider signing onto the Open Government Partnership and implementing such robust reforms around transparency and accountability as key reforms that have provided a platform for more initiatives to be strengthened, and to also strengthen existing legislations that are supposed to drive co-creation processes, that is, where citizens are enabled to participate in their government. Transparency, where everything that government is doing on behalf of the people is made open and accessible to the people. Accountability, wherein the people can ask questions about how their resources are expended, and again, how programs and projects are being implemented. So for having that kind of a platform, for introducing that kind of a tool that can measure government on how these things are being done, I would want to say particularly there, President Muhammadu Buhari has done Nigeria well. But when you consider what has happened around the customs service, wherein you now know to some extent importation, smuggling have been curbed, so much to the advantage of the Nigerian farmer, yes, President Muhammadu Buhari had done well. For some time now, you may have seen that we are a little bit stable around electricity. Electrical power supply is improved, not where it used to be. Some communities can really relate to this, and so there too we could say that as a driver of policy and its implementation, President Muhammadu Buhari has done commendably well. But while all of this said, we will measure President Muhammadu Buhari mostly on the job that he put his foot forward for, wherein he told us categorically he was going to run an administration that, like Mr. Eddie Ochugbo had enumerated, combat corruption, fight insecurity, and improve the Nigeria's economy to be its pride of place. And I think at that time, our economy was being said to be the leading economy in Africa at that time, especially after there was the rebase of the economy and all. Let me also say that when President Muhammadu Buhari came to power in 2015, the mood of this nation was one that said that here now there is a consensus that this man could achieve something significant for the nation, and even people who were not in tune with his government had given into the thought that President Muhammadu Buhari could do better. And at that, I mean, he got the kind of support that was more collaborative than disruptive in terms of pursuing that agenda. I can recall the mood at that time. Nigerians were not so, were keen, trying to follow, to understand what the blueprint was, up to a period of 6 months or thereabout. Now, he got that support. I am certain that no Nigerian leader have enjoyed the kind of support that had translated even to getting the kind of budgetary provision and implementation of over 100% in terms of security budgets. No Nigerian leader at that time had gotten the kind of a backing from Western nations who are, by the way, every now and then providing Nigeria technical assistance in combating corruption, dealing with the social protection challenges, dealing also with the issue of good governance. They have expended resources to put Nigeria on the trajectory around that. And you could see the kind of consensus. You remember the comments of David Cameron that was leaked, so to say, the conversation he was having between himself, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and the Queen. So at that high level, Nigeria was being revered and respected, that this leader is a no nonsense person, that we have a new sheriff in town. Down the line, from where we are now, the whole they say the end justifies the means. And it's so sad that I have listened to you reel out what Femi Adesina said, and all that Femi Adesina said, for me, does not hold water, because Femi Adesina is not the mandate bearer of the Nigerian citizens. He is, however, an employee of the person Nigerians have given the mandate to steer this nation to the desired height. And that, yes, in 2 years, we are going to see changes, things will improve. It cannot be something for me that I could hold on to. So about the economy today, after rebasing the economy and diversifying the economy, something that President Olusegun Obasanjo, started from the Olusegun Obasanjo administration down to down through Yar'Adua's administration to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's administration, we were nearly getting it right. Somewhere, somehow, these critical sectors that were diversified, in fact, go down to the primary industry. How many farmers today in Katsina, in Zamfara, in Kaduna State, in Niger, we're not even talking about the Northeast, which predates the administration, can confidently go to farm. How many people who are engaged as miners can confidently go into the extractive mineral industry, and even so do it within the ambit of the law? You have seen pictures, you have seen videos of how some individuals are scavenging our rail lines.
Yeah.
We have gotten to the point where we cannot protect even the existing infrastructure that we have. And so if these things are of concern, if these things are, and if you will consider that these things have escalated the challenge that we have around insecurity, then we can say that we are worse now than where we were. Worse because back then we had bomb blasts. Yeah, I agree, there were bombs going off in the country, but over time, bombs have not been going off, but citizens have been dying, most of the times unreported. I think to a fault, the media space in Nigeria have gotten so tired of reporting killings, communities being sacked and all. In some instances, just the Southern Kaduna incident, it got to the point where the military said that the insecurity in just Southern Kaduna at one time was already overwhelming, for them. And that is on one hand. The U.S. military command in Africa had disclosed publicly that the Al-Qaeda terrorist network had made inroads into northwestern Nigeria. But what we find is most of the time government trying to explain how the attacks happened, why it happened, and we have found ourselves in a situation where we are trying to explain why these people are doing what they are doing. And to an extent, the real evaluation of how well our security system has been in the past 6 years will be measured better by how this Nigerian citizen feels secured.
Yes.
Not in Kaduna metropolis, in Chukun here, in Birnin Gwari, along Birnin Gwari Kaduna Road. Now people should are nearly having timetable on when they can travel and when not to. Kaduna's international airport, which became an international airport, by the way, in this very administration, have been out of activity for so long. And so when you evaluate all of these things, we are seeing insecurity that was from afar coming close. Now, down to corruption, I will say that the NNPC today, as it is, which is one of the biggest pot of our national income, is one that the workings of the NNPC seem not to have changed any differently from what it was when President Muhammadu Buhari was himself a minister of petroleum in the 70s. So if we have the same situation now, we are unable to deal with the issue of subsidies. We don't know whether we are still paying subsidies or subsidies have been taken off. What we know is that it has been taken off the budget, but we don't really know if it has been taken off the books of the Nigerian Petroleum Corporation. So these are bundled up in just flashing the flashlights around sectors where you will have considered that government was going to take drastic measures to reduce and curb corruption. Remember that fuel subsidy alone had gobbled over $7 billion at a point in time. The trajectory on how this thing skyrockets have beaten the mathematics of the average Nigerian, because there is no certainty as to how much is fuel subsidy and where we are around that. Come down to the issue of we said there is security, there is corruption, and then there is also the issue of the economy. I've explained the economy, I've explained insecurity, but corruption itself now, today we are in a situation where the government says this today, you say it's a rumor, tomorrow you realize that it is true. We have had a lot of scandals revolving around public officials in government. It seems like the government have more teeth to bite corruption elsewhere away from within. So if the fight against corruption have been anything to go by for us as Nigerians right now, we'll say that I could say that in 2015, for some people who couldn't understand what corruption is, I think where we are now, they can actually point at symptoms and manifestations of corruption in present day Nigeria.
Yes, Ground Zero is a program and it's coming to you on Invicta 98.9 FM. We are doing a review of Buhari's 6 years in office, or 6 years today Buhari was sworn in, and we are generally looking at what he has done, what he is still going to do, and what we are expecting. We'll take some messages now. When we come back from the commercial timeout, we'll take your calls. Today, what we'll do is we'll take a call, we analyze the call, and we'll go back to take another call. That's how we are going to do it today. So let's go take these messages. All right, welcome back from the commercial timeout. You can start to put your calls across. A scorecard of Buhari's 6 years in office, and giving us your general take on the various issues. And the numbers to dial is 081 40,000 989 and 070 87 800 989. 081 40,000 989 070 87 800 989. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Eddie, and good evening, Danjuma. I'm Kore by name.
All right.
Thank you. I guess I say we should wait for another 2 years so that we'll be getting better, but
yes.
So what of people that have already died in their administration, are they going to wake them up so that they will enjoy the dividend of democracy? That's anything that you cannot do in 6 years, I don't think 2 years it will be enough for you, except if they want us to revise it, add another 6 years for them again. The scorecard Danjuma was saying, I agree. We enjoy single treasury account, but did the looting have stopped? It did not stop. So that scorecard, honestly, if I'm given that opportunity, I'll give him 40 over 100. That's just that. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Kure. Eddie, 40 over 100, tallying with your own score.
I'm surprised that Mr. Kure is tallying. In fact, it was based on a random poll that I did. I just did not necessarily from me, but you can see that Mr. Kure has told my part.
All right.
The point there is that we should know is whether I like it or not, the situation today is worse.
Okay.
And then the worst thing that will happen is if we cannot conduct the 2023, because what's happening.
Let's take this call.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. You are welcome to Ground Zero.
Yes, sir. This Engineer Olga talking.
All right, Engineer Olga, what's your scorecard of this administration?
Well, if administration, if I talk, maybe I will favor Buhari or favor Nigeria, but I have to say the truth.
And let's hear your thoughts.
Before, I always eat rice on Saturday.
Okay.
But now to even eat rice is difficult. You know, anything that you say is possible in 6 years, yeah, part, then it's not possible in 6 years. In 2 years, can it work? My brother, it cannot work. The thing that I'm saying is that when the thing that I would say, killing is much. We did not witness killing like this before. Okay. We did not witness corruption like this before. We did not witness to do work for one-sided like this before. They say in frustration, the thing that they are doing in Kaduna North, Kaduna South cannot see it. The only Kaduna South are seeing killing. The problem now.
No, that's
before I talk.
That cannot be totally right.
It's from both sides.
It's on both sides.
The thing that I want to say, I can say 40% instead of 40 over 100.
Okay.
There is nothing. If you are not with APC, you are not doing. I mean, the thing.
Mr. Olga, thank you so much. You already have your scorecard. Danjuma, you want to react to that, or should we take one more call?
Let's take the call.
Okay, unfortunately, we lost that call. So, Mr. Olga.
Well, Mr. Olga is saying it as the average Nigerian feels it. If it is so good, if it's been so good in the past 6 years, why is it difficult for people to feed? Why are people finding themselves more falling into poverty? Why is insecurity on the rise? Nigerians want to sleep with their eyes closed, and I think I agree with him in that assessment, really.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Austin. I'm calling from Marabarido.
All right, Austin from Marabarido. Your scorecard?
My scorecard is before Buhari took over, beans was 180 naira, 170 naira. Rice was 250. And food stuff is very cheap. Basket of tomato is 500. But you took over thing with set for 40 now fuel is 175. So I'm giving him 40%. He doesn't achieve anything for this 6 years. And the 2 years cannot be enough for him to even do one single project. Because next year will be election. Then what are you going to do again? From January next year, election starts. Where did he have the chance to do one thing for Nigerians? So already it's a failure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's also your scorecard. Eddie Ochibo, react to that.
I wonder why they picked on this 40-60%. I was very, no, but the truth about it is that once you lack security, nothing works.
Once you lack security, nothing works. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Baltimore.
All right, quickly, let's have your take.
Look, like what other callers are saying. Like me, I remember I used to give my wife 5,000 market before. When you go to market, she will bring enough food stuff and she will come back with change. I remember I buy.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Are you with me?
Quickly.
I used to buy bag of rice, half bag of rice every month, but now to buy quarter now is very difficult. So if I'm going to give my president a score, I'm not going. People are giving me 40. I'm not going to give. I will give you 20.
Wow.
Because I didn't say anything, but yes, I'll give you 20 over 100.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, me.
Your students. All right, thank you so much. Let's take this other call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. My name is Peter calling from Banawa.
All right, Peter.
Before I talk of the score or the percentage, I was not a boy in 1983 when he was in government. So it came with certain things. So it will be a fear on my side to score him very low. I know he make the remaining 30% the next 2 years. So I'm giving him 70%.
70%.
Good one,
all right.
Good one.
Let's take this other call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, what is that?
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
All
right, Elder, let's have your take.
This administration, I can say.
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
Once this administration, I can say, they have done more harm, most especially in the security. Before, I used to sleep outside with daybreak, but now I cannot even go out.
Okay.
Going out is a problem. Coming in is a problem. Walking outside is a problem. You cannot even go to the farm. Then what is the problem now? You cannot get food to eat. That is where the threat is now. Honestly, I give him a 25%.
You're giving what?
25%.
All right, 25%. Thank you. Let's take this one. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, you are welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I am Mark Tony. I'm calling from Romania Extension.
All right, Mark Tony, let's have your take.
Before, normally I used to buy bag of rice. But now I cannot buy a bag of rice now. Now I can say my children normally eat rice on Saturday or daily basis. But now for me to afford rice now, it's always potato I and my family are eating now. So the government is very poor. I only rate him 20%.
20%?
20%, yes.
All right, thank you.
Because since he cannot improve in 6 years, I don't think 2 years can do it.
All right. Thank you so much. I can see the scores coming in 40, 40, 40, 20, 70, 25, 20. Let's get some more scores. Then we'll come talk about these issues. Okay. We have this one coming in now. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, thank you. I am Ademola Abdurrashid.
All right, Ademola.
Abdurrashid from Kabbalah West.
All right, let's have your take.
This your evening program is very, very fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I give our present president, I give him 10 upon 100.
Wow, Abdurrashid.
10 upon 100. About security situation, he failed. About economy, he failed. There is an adage that says actions speak louder than voice.
Okay.
But to our president, voice is speak louder than action. I turn it upside down on our president. A right-thinking man, a Nigerian, either man or woman, a right-thinking man, if you look at the situation of the country now, a very reliable person, a right-thinking man, will never or ever put for APC. when another election comes.
That's politics.
Well,
A right-thinking man.
Well, that's politics.
We're going to advertise.
A right-thinking man will never ever vote for you.
Abdul Rashid, you already have your take, but that's dwelling on politics. Anybody can. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, good evening. My name is Comrade Gabriel Texaman.
Oh, Comrade Gabriel the Texaman, you are welcome.
Yeah, if that these students of the Green Tea University in Kaduna have been released today, I will have give Buhari 100%. So I want to ask one question. Why is that NNPC could not be able to revive their own refinery? They want to acquire 20% share in Dangote. I give Buhari that one. If he had now approved it, I gave him 15%. Then on infrastructure, sir, since the inception of this government, no industry has come up despite the textiles. So it is 0% on that area. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so in general, now your total final percentage?
15.
Okay, 15. All right, let's take this other call. Hello, Ogunwale, you are welcome.
God bless you, my brother. God bless you.
Let's have your take, but Ogunwale, sure you know I always have a problem with you. Please don't let us have problem, Ogunwale.
Lack of law. In the absence of law,
I know.
There will be no unity. The lack of unity in this country. When this man is coming on board, how many months he promised us? See what we are facing. I gave him 10% out of 100. Brother.
Ogunwale.
I'm a student of this program. I gave him 10%.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ogunwale. We'll take this one. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Elise and the G in the studio.
Good evening,
this program is very, very sensitive. May God bless you all. I know it's done from Kumashi.
All right.
My score for this present administration, because we can't do anything. Life is more than everything. Understand?
Yeah.
Life is more than everything. Necessary, especially what is even my painful. Students cannot go to school safely. So my score I give to this president is 5%. Thank you. God bless you.
5%?
That's the lowest.
Only 5% I give.
Wow. All right, thank you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome to Ground Zero. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Adiza, calling from Banawa.
All right.
As for Buhari regime, I give him 0%.
Zero?
Yes.
Wow.
Has he not done anything at all?
Nothing. I can't eat, I can't sleep. My mind, in fact, so many things. No food, no money, no work. Buhari is doing his own. Erifai is doing his own. In Kaduna is too much. Zero.
Okay, that's your scores. Thank you so much, Adiza. Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. You are welcome to Ground Zero.
Chukunya from Dankota.
All right, Chukunya.
Yes. In 2015, when this president coming to power, when was running from Port Harcourt and go in a skater form. Now it is not running. They are claiming they are doing something on the train issue. Train was running from Nena to Kaduna on daily basis, and they are changing food stuff. Now there is nothing. 6 years now, there is nothing like that train running. Train was running from Lagos to Kaduna here. For 6 years now, there is no single train. I'm living here in Kaduna. I'm living in Dakota. I can confirm it. Nothing like that. What is the train program? Where is it? Apart from hunger, most Nigerians are living in hunger now. Hunger is tormenting everybody. Hunger is on the increase. Why is the improvement of the economy? What we bought 200 years in 2015, 200 naira in 2015, is selling at 1,200, 1,500. Why is the communist loss? I give communist to suffer us. Is it really us to suffer us?
Let's have your scorecard. Give us your scorecard, please.
See, 15% for this present. 15% for this present.
All right.
But he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything at all.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll take our last caller before we collate our scores. Good evening. You're welcome to Ground Zero.
This is Shagari from Kaduna.
All right, Shagari.
During PDP, me I remember pump water. Used to come out.
I want you to do a scorecard of Buhari administration. Let's forget about the past administration.
That Buhari regime is 0%. Nothing will happen. Nothing.
All right.
Buhari is 0%.
Thank you so much. Let's take our very last caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Reese, and your guest in the studio.
Good evening. All right, thank you, Emmanuel.
The president, to be fair with him, he has tried by increasing our fuel. It's an achievement. Food stop, carotene, also an achievement. It must be honest to ourselves. I'm a traveler. I can live anywhere at midnight. But today, it's not like that. The reverse is the key. These are some people that will tell us that the last adoption of schools, the network that the jobs, we see that they have done some adoption. For me, let him go and have a sober reflection and see what promised Nigeria in 2014 to 2015. He cried on the polls of here. I stand to be corrected in Kaduna when he was campaigning that we are buying super jet to 50 naira. That is too much. We have to buy it less than that. Today it's 12 something naira.
And the Emmanuel, we're actually running out of time. Give us your scores.
For me, I think I'll just give him 10%.
10?
10%. I'm just giving this fair.
All right, thank you, Emmanuel. Well, they've all given their scores. While Danjuma would help us do summation of all of it and come out with the average percentage given from the 15 callers that called in. Eddie Ochido, you've seen all of these calls. How realistic are some of the calls?
You know, speaking through the prism of journalists, in my opening remarks, I said what I'm saying is based on what I actually
your direct interaction.
Yes, you know what you call vox poll.
Yes,
what the pulse of the people, how they feel. And when I did my own collation, I would arrive at that 40% that I initially said. By and large, if with the next 2 years, if the president can become more presidential and do the needful by, carrying the people along, inspire them. We need a leader that inspires.
Yeah.
Not a leader that is saying that when something is happening in your country, say, no, it's because of those people. We voted you there to tackle, and provide solutions, not to always be pointing fingers as what the thing is coming from, and thereby demarcating the country. I was even shocked a day or two ago when the president came out to say that the death of the COAS, that is General Tahiru, we how do you call it, that compound the security situation in the country. You don't say that, so you inspire. Tell the people that, look,
well, we have lost a great man, but we are forged ahead.
That this is not the end of the world. Don't go. If you tell this, then who will inspire the people? We need a leader that inspires, not to discourage. You don't discourage the people so. By that, even if you watch that alone, it dampens the mood, the morale, and the mood of the nation. When the president is there, all the bulk stops on his desk. So the people want to hear how you are going to tackle the situation, how there is hope, and that in give a timeline that so we can do this, achieve this, and then wipe away the people who have taken over the ungoverned spaces. Tell us how the ungoverned spaces can be brought under control. The Boko Haram people that made inroads now, they have made inroads into our ungoverned spaces. Whose fault? The fault of government.
All right. Danjuma Abbas,
I think we've just listened to Nigerians give their own assessment of a government that has taken them into recession once, and they never knew when they came out of it, besides the fact that the government declared that they have been out of recession and has taken them back into recession again. Job losses are real. The issue of food insecurity is real. Physical insecurity is also real around this government. Livelihoods have never been put into very unpredictable circumstances like it is now. And the middle class in Nigeria is fast becoming a shrinking space. So I do not feel that what Nigerians have said today about their scoring to be anything different other than how they feel it, and that is for me, that is actually the standpoint of measurement, because how citizens perceive their government to be is very important and is the real measurement of that government's performance.
Yeah, you have said it all, and I would say we got scorings from about from 15 persons, and Hadiza and Shagari scored 0. That's the lowest score. Then the highest score was 70%. We have several people scoring 40, 20, 25, and all of that. After computing everything, we came up with an average percentage of 21.33%.
Average percent per score.
Yes.
Yes.
Average percent per score for this particular administration. Well, like Femi Additional said, there's still time for some improvement. Let's look at the brighter side of it all, believing
I'm cautiously optimistic. And that all hope is not lost. But let the president not demarcate Nigeria. Inspire us.
I think that as your parting shot.
Yes.
Danjuma.
Well, I always believe that a government that puts the people first will have to co-create budgets together with the people, make sure that the expenditure of government is tailored to meet the needs of the people. Ungoverned spaces should not exist except the people have no government. Thank you.
And with that, we come to the end of today's program. I wanted to say Happy Democracy Day, but I know our Democracy Day now is now June 12th.
Yes, June 12th.
So
happy 6 years.
Happy 6 years anniversary
to President Muhammadu
Buhari and Nigerians, believing that in the next 2 years, some great things can still and may still happen within the lifespan of this administration. I am Ehis Adba. I say a very big thank you to Eddie Ochidbo.
The pleasure is mine.
And to Danjuma Abbas.
I thank you so much for having me today.
All right. And to you that called in, I appreciate you. And to others that wanted to call in but couldn't get through, I tell you, there would always be another time. Let's do it again on Tuesday. But meanwhile, you can go to our Twitter handle. I was just coming to that. And it's at Ground 0247. Ground 0247. I'm going to put up a poll for you to also drop your scores. The poll will be up any minute from now, where you drop your scores in respect of this administration, and let's generally keep the conversation going right there. Like always I say, plant a tree today, nurture it and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all. I am the Peacemaker.